Pastor Julian here with Central's Devotion for today. I hope you're doing well. So, I know many of you have heard this before. I've heard it growing up, and I've even heard it recently. Two things that you never talk about if you want to keep peace: religion and politics. Religion and politics. Well, this is a devotion. We're definitely talking about religion. And if you're a Christian, how could you really even be a Christian and not talk about religion, not share about your faith? In order to be a Christian and to follow Jesus' commands, you're going to be talking about your faith. You're going to be sharing about Jesus. So it's impossible to really be a Christian and not talk about religion and politics. And so in this devotion, I'm going to be talking about religion and politics, but I don't think it's a good practice to have churches endorsing candidates or political parties that alienates many people who might be worshiping and might be part of a particular political party or another one. And also, I think we have a wonderful situation where we trust in God to lead and guide our faithful members to vote accordingly and appropriately. So I don't think it's necessarily a good idea. Although I have been to churches where they have endorsed political parties and candidates. I remember a mission trip that I went on to in Baltimore, Maryland, deep in the inner city, rough area, place where you, like, each night they're taking someone to the morgue. I mean, it was a pretty bad situation. Went to a church there, and I remember the pastor saying they had a food pantry and everything in there, and people would come in to get the food, and they had to stay for the service. And the pastor's saying, all of you need to vote Democrat. And I know many of you have issues with abortion, but you need to suck it up. We need to go out and vote Democrat. And I know that there's other churches who encourage Republican candidates and you to go vote. So there are churches that do that. Our church isn't one, and I hope it stays that way, because we want to be inclusive of people of differing political ideologies and views. With that said, I am going to mention something to you, about politics and encourage you with the election. And this is the religious part. I want to encourage you to vote with the Bible in mind, with Jesus in mind, with convictions as a person of faith, that you go and vote accordingly. And that your faith is a part of that. If you look at the Bible, in Jesus' time, we have a whole different political system than Jesus had. So when he's addressing kings and rulers, and they weren't they didn't have elected officials. They didn't have people going to polls and casting ballots, and there was emperors, there were kings, and the government was it. We live in a country where we get to elect our representatives, and so our Constitution says that we the people, and this is a country based and ruled by the people. It's a republic where we get to vote and decide on our representatives. And you have an opportunity that the people in Jesus' time didn't have to choose representatives that might hold the same values that the Bible has. And so I would encourage you to go out and do that. But where does it say in the Bible to do that? Our verse today comes from Colossians chapter 3, verse 17. And this is what the Apostle Paul writes. He says, "And whatever you do, in word or in deed, Do everything in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God the Father through him. So whatever you do in word or deed, and that includes going to the polls and who you're going to vote for, do everything in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God the Father through him. And we have a lot to be thankful for, that we actually have a system of government where we have some say in it. So I would be remiss as a pastor if I didn't tell you to go out and vote your faith and vote in line with the Bible. God bless you. Have a great day. And once again, I'll remind you that whatever you do in word or in deed, do everything in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God the Father through him. God bless you and have a great day.